Hey guys, Anthony here. It is Saturday, December 31st, 2022, the last day of 2022. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. I hope you're having a restful Sabbath. I posted a picture on Instagram citing Psalm 93. I sincerely hope and pray that you read that psalm and carry it into the new year with you. Today's video, I want to talk about some notes I took actually last week from a video that I watched from Truth Unedited's channel, his YouTube channel. He's also here on Instagram, puts out some very good videos. And last week's video, I took some notes on, and like I said, I want to talk about some of the highlights of that video and what he spoke about, because it really struck a chord with me, and it to me, it'll help propel us into 2023 with armor, with spiritual armor, knowing that we are truly those who profess faith in Messiah, those who are set apart and believe in Him, follow His commandments, understand that His feasts and His word, His Torah, His Sabbath is to be followed by His followers, His set-apart ones, or His saints. Because in Matthew chapter 5, 13 through 16, it talks about a believer being salt and light. And ancient Israel was called, again, to be set apart, to come out of the nations, to be different. To be holy is the word that many people use, but they don't know what that word truly means. When I was a Catholic, I looked at that word as the more fancy garb somebody could put on and the fancy things that they could do, or the actual dipping a hand in holy water, or genuflecting, or lighting a candle or groups of candles. All these things I thought made me holy, but they really don't. When you come to know the Almighty, and you come to know His Bane, His Son, Yahusha, Jesus, you understand that it's His commandments that set us apart and make us distinct from the world. Because when the world looks at us, they're going to see something different than what's being pushed by the evil that runs this world today. So holy, people today think of holy as being exalted or worthy or complete devotion, as one perfect in goodness or righteousness, and that's not what it means. The Hebrew word is Kodesh, Q-O-D-E-S-H, Kodesh. Leviticus 19:2 talks about that, to be holy. It's to be consecrated, to be special, to be set apart. So understand that going into the new year. And I did watched this last week, and when most people were celebrating a pagan holiday, there's no two ways about it. The season that people celebrated is not biblical. It never has been. It's been, at best, mixed with pagan rituals. It's the worship of sun god. It's actually a satanic worship at its core, but yet people refuse to give it up or admit to what it really is, and they try to put lipstick on a pig, like I call it. We all know Yahusha was born. We all know He was sent to the world and became flesh. We all know that. However, it did not happen in December 25th, to be exact. That is the wrong date, and nor are we called to celebrate His birthday. Nowhere in Scripture does it say that. So being Kodesh or holy would mean coming out from that false holiday. So moving on here, the Roman Catholic Church hijacked the word saint. If you look back and see, oh wow, so-and-so was canonized, or you have to fulfill all these different types of miracles to become a saint by the Roman Catholic Church, and be canonized. That's the furthest thing from the truth. A believer in Yahusha Jesus is a saint, because a saint is a set apart one. So if you today profess to be a believer in Yahusha Jesus, okay, You are a saint. You are sanctified and set apart to be different. How do you be different? By following the commands of Yah, the commands of the Almighty, that Yahusha never abolished, he fulfilled, and didn't abolish one jot or tittle. He himself says that. And so therefore we need to follow in his footsteps. Everybody says they're a follower of Jesus, but yet they cling to, I don't have to follow the law, or the law has been abolished, or the law has been nailed to the cross. That is the furthest thing from the truth. The Hebrew word for saint is kodeshim, okay? To be holy is to be kodesh, or to be set apart. You are a set apart one. Okay, you don't have to be canonized. You don't need the Pope to tell you you're holy or set apart. You need to know that your faith and trust in Yahusha and his finished work and the work he will do by redeeming you at the judgment and making you able to enter the New Jerusalem. Okay? And there are many, many scriptures. We're not going to read them all, but Exodus 19, 20, Exodus 22, Leviticus 11, Leviticus 20, Leviticus, Numbers chapter 15, Deuteronomy 7, Deuteronomy 14, Deuteronomy 26 and 28, Isaiah 62, Jeremiah chapter 2, Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4, Ephesians 5:27, 1 Peter 1, 15 through 16, Revelation 22:11, 1 Peter 2, 9 through 10, all talk about being holy and set apart. Okay? Yahuwah is set apart. God Almighty is set apart. Yahuwah's name is set apart. And Yahuwah's people are set apart. So if you believe in the Almighty through his Bane, his son, Yahusha, you are a saint. You are set apart. Isaiah 13:3, Daniel 7:18, Daniel 7:22, Daniel 7:25, 2 Thessalonians 1:10, 1 Corinthians 6, 1 through 2, Revelation 11:18, and Revelation 14:12. We are told by the church that because of Jesus, we are not to be held to the law. We can eat unclean foods. We do not have to honor the Sabbath. We can celebrate pagan feasts as long as Messiah is attached to them. No, you can't just make up festivals and feasts on your own just because you attach Jesus to it. It doesn't make it set apart, and it doesn't make it a feast. It's not in the Word. We are told we are saved by grace, so the most important thing to do is to believe in Jesus. And yes, you need to believe and trust in Jesus and what he did for you at the cross by making it possible for you to even have a chance to go to heaven. Okay? But he did not abolish the law. He did not abolish his Father's commandments. In fact, he says the opposite. If you love me, follow my commandments. He told the Pharisees, you don't know the Father. If you knew the Father, you would know me, because I follow the Father's words. You're following what? The Talmud or stuff you're making up. You're not following Torah. Okay? He told them flat out. That's why they hated him. That's why people will hate you today for speaking the truth. Okay? You're going to be set apart, meaning you're not going to be liked by a whole bunch of people, especially people that call themselves Christians today. Many will not like you. They will try to intervene or perform intervention thinking that they're doing you a favor, when in fact they're going down the wrong path and they're leading others down the wrong path as well. If we desired to observe things that Yah spoke against, then we are a works-based believer who did not accept grace. The nations of the world have their own thoughts, their own gods, and their own culture. Okay? Yah had a specific purpose for bringing his people into the promised land. Deuteronomy 7, 1 through 9. I'm going to read it because I think it's very important. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thou daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Okay? Verse 4, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. Understand what these words are saying. They ring true today as well. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art a holy people, we just talked about that, set apart, unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Wow. Talk about being set apart upon all people that are on the face of the earth. Verse 7, the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all the people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, redeemed you, which means purchased you back, out of the house of bondage, bondmen, from the land of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Verse 9, know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Go back and read that. Keepeth his commandments unto 1,000 generations. Okay? His commandments, his feasts are not abolished. In fact, they are what make you separate. They are what make you holy. Read the scriptures for yourself. I tell people that all the time. Don't listen to man. Don't listen to man's doctrines. Read the scriptures for yourself. Yah desired that Israel be set apart and follow him. Read 2 Kings 17, 7 through 17. Read the whole chapter, and you'll understand why they were put into bondage and scattered and overtaken by other nations. And they have not returned back to the land yet because they did not listen. They disobeyed his voice. They followed pagan beliefs, pagan rituals. They intermarried. They disobeyed the commandments. They disobeyed his word. They obeyed false teachers above the prophets that were trying to warn them, and on and on. And that's what happened. And the same thing happens today. If you are thick-headed, stiff-necked, prideful, and refuse to follow biblical truth the way it's written, the same thing will happen to you. Your name will be blotted out of the book. You won't be salt and light. You won't be fulfilling the commission. Okay? So understand this going into 2023, what this means to be set apart. Romans 12:2 says, renew your mind. That's what we need to do going into 2023. If he speaks against it, we do not add to it. If he does not mention it, we do not do it. If he commands it, we do it. Yah bless everyone. Go back and read these scriptures. Contemplate 2023, for it's going to be a tumultuous year. The world is moving forward with destruction and a reset. Yah bless.